I'm Candace and I'm 59 years old. I wasn't diagnosed with scoliosis until I was in my 40s, strangely enough. I think I must have missed the day in school where they had you bend over and they checked to see if you have a curve. So after I had my second child, I was in my mid-30s and my back started hurting. I knew I had scoliosis because when I was about 17, I was wearing a pair of pants that had a waist, like an elastic waist. And I looked down, and one pant leg was up above my toes, and the other pant leg was below my toes. And I thought, gee, that's strange, and figured out that something was going on. So fast forward to when I had children, and whatever happened in pregnancy, I started to really feel pain, and I couldn't garden anymore, which was a really sad thing. So I started with a physiatrist, which is an MD who specializes in physical therapy. And he didn't take an x-ray, he just kind of did some measurements and said, oh, do these exercises, which were the typical physical therapy exercises for low back pain, which were not at all helpful. Then I started continuing yoga because I'd been doing yoga for a long time, and I found that I was starting to hurt myself when I did yoga. Then I started doing weightlifting with machines, and I found that I loved that, but I would continually get myself in trouble with that because I was probably working out of alignment due to the scoliosis. Then I found Pilates, and I thought that was the best thing on the planet because I learned so much about body dynamics and about the way my body worked, but I was in pain almost every time afterward, and I didn't even realize it. It was my husband who said, do you realize that every time you go to Pilates you're in pain? And it would take me days to be comfortable again. So I started looking online and trying to see if I could find a really good orthopedic surgeon to meet with and get a true evaluation. And I got an evaluation and found out that I indeed had a curve that was progressing. So the first time I got x-rayed was, I skipped the part where I was working with a chiropractor. And that helped for a little while, but then my back would slide in and out of alignment, and I'd have all kinds of trouble with my sacral area, sacrum. So the first x-ray I had showed that I had like a 30 or 35 degree curve, and then when I went back to get checked when I saw an orthopedic surgeon, the curve was in the 40 or 50 degree range, and I learned that it was progressing at about a degree a year, and I was really uncomfortable, and I was thinking, uh-oh, I might need surgery. So I looked online, and my husband happens to be a rheumatologist, and he helped me look online, and we found that there was a doctor in New York. Shall I mention his name?
Sure.
His name is Dr. Kim, and he works with the Hospital for Special Surgery in New York, and I live in New Jersey, so it was a reasonable place for me to be able to go. And I was evaluated, and the reason we chose him is because he believed in using non-invasive methods of helping scoliosis, and I saw online that he was a proponent of Schroth therapy, which I had been reading about and thought looked like a really interesting thing to try. So I went to him, and he said, definitely I'm giving you a prescription to go to 10 sessions of Schroth therapy, and then we'll reevaluate and see if you feel any improvement. If you don't have any more pain, you don't need surgery, and if you do, then we can talk about it. And he said about 15% of my patients find great relief when they go to Schroth therapy.